Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good morning. It's Rose Coleman coming to you live from my craft room here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you all for the lovely messages yesterday. I went to sleep and boy, oh boy, I think my impression is still in my bed. I was so tired yesterday and last night. I kept going and then I crashed, you guys. But it was all worth it, right? Because I cannot wait to get that pre-order in the mail. Not in the mail, at my front door tomorrow. I believe it's coming tomorrow. But let me share with you, you know what I forgot to do? I can't even believe I forgot to do this, you guys. So I've been talking to you all about why I was so excited. Hi, Kim. Good morning. Why I was so excited about the pre-order, right? Because we were going to be able, demonstrators are able to order the glass mat. Now the glass mat, hi, Rebecca. The glass mat is available to demonstrators in the month of December. It's also available to brand. Hi, Janet. Good morning. Good morning, everybody that's popping in. Hi, Karen. It's also available to new people to put in their starter kit. And I keep talking about that because, you hear me say it all the time. The starter kit is the best deal, hands down. In Canada, you get to pick $165 worth of whatever you want. You can put that glass mat in your starter kit. It's $82. And then you still have $83, $84 actually. Let me do the math. $83 to get something else, right? You can fill your starter kit and then you don't pay shipping. You don't pay tax in Alberta. Now, some provinces do have tax, but there's no shipping. Excuse me. There's never any shipping on the starter kit. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Tickle in my throat. My apologies. So you don't pay any tax or you don't pay any shipping ever on the starter kit. So why would you want to get the starter kit in December, right? Well, if you get the starter kit in December, you're going to be able to enjoy Celebration for 3 whole months. All of December, all of January, all of February. I can't even tell you all the messages I got from my team yesterday. And I had people join my team yesterday. So obviously you guys are listening. And if you're on the fence, guys, it is the best time to join. Absolutely. You can get all of the things you want from Celebration now. And you can get the free, you can buy from the mini catalog. You can get the free stuff from Celebration. And then when January hits, you're going to be ready to go. So if you want to share this with people, you can start. So it's the best time of year. And, you can, this is my full-time business, right? You can do some things and earn some things. And, you can take this wherever you want to take it, this opportunity, right? So join my team and get all the best deals in December and you'll be ready to go. Thank you, Nicole. Hello, hello. I'm watching here. Hi, Maureen from Newfoundland. Good morning. Hi, Gail from Virginia. Hi, Joyce from Calgary. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here, everyone. I have another fun card to share with you today using Modern Garden Bundle. The Garden Walk Suite in the mini catalog is leaving. It's retiring. But there are some items that are staying. There's 2 items from the suite that are staying, but the other 3 are retiring, and you're going to want to grab them while you can get them. Put those in your starter. Put that entire starter kit. Put that entire suite in your starter kit. You're going to love it. All right, let's flip the camera and get started. I have some fun little tricks I'm going to share with you today with the punch and the ribbon, and not ribbon, the trim. Anyway, let's just flip the camera and get started here. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Sunny and snowy in Ottawa, Cheryl. Ooh, boy. Yep. And I guess we're going to get a little tiny bit of snow tonight. I don't think it's going to be too bad, but it's coming. Eventually it'll be here, right? So we just have to grin and bear it. That's how I feel about snow. Grin and bear it. All right, here we go. We're going to flip and point you down at my work surface. There's my yard. Not a pick of snow back there. Taking it for granted while I can. I'm not a fan of the snow. Not a fan. Loved the snow when I was a little girl. I grew up in Newfoundland. Lots of snow in Newfoundland, let me tell you. Lots of snow. We used to dig tunnels down into the snow and make forts. Anyway, that's another story. That's the story for another day. Okay, Garden Walk Suite on page 52 and 53. The entire suite is leaving, but you can get it. Okay, it's still available. $95.50 gets you the Modern Garden Bundle. Let me bring that in and show you. You get the Modern Garden Bundle. The Modern Oval Punch is staying, but it will not be partnered with the Modern Garden stamp set. And I really think you need the stamp set. It is an awesome stamp set. I'm playing with it all week long. Really, really great set. Yesterday I made a Christmas card. Oh, I'll share all the cards with you this week. You can get these cards for free when you buy the spend a minimum $60 in my online store using this host code you see at the top of your screen. When you use that host code, it tells me that you want the projects. If you spend $50, I do have a little bit of an extra special this week. If you just spend $50, you're going to get a surprise package from me with all kinds of different things in it. If you spend $60 before shipping and tax, that tells me that you want the 5 card kits, okay? If you bump it up to buy the suite, which is $95.50, you're going to get the card kits, you're going to get a surprise package, and you're going to get a half a package of the Garden Walk Designer Series paper, okay? So that paper is stunning. I've been playing with it all week. Let me bring it in here and show you. So many amazing patterns. I have to order more today. Love this paper. Now this is going to be gone. It's retiring. And yesterday I made a Christmas card with this one. You get 6 sheets, 6 each of 8 double-sided designs. That's a mouthful. 6 each. So you're going to get 6 of each sheet, okay? And yesterday I made Christmas card with this one. There's so many beautiful patterns. Today we're going to play with another pattern that hopefully I can convince you to like this one. I love this pattern. It is so stunning. I think it's beautiful with the wild wheat background. We've got Poppy Parade here, Calypso Coral, Mossy Meadow, really, really stunning, stunning design. Okay, so that's the paper. What else do you get in this suite? You get the Blooming Pearls right here. These are the embellishments. Let me open these up and show you. You get 120 of these embellishments here. And the colors are Petal Pink, Pretty Pink, Garden Green, and Pretty Peacock. I said Pretty Pink. Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, Garden Green, and Gold. Okay, so those are your embellishments that'll come in the suite. And there's more. You also get the amazing Calypso Coral linen trim. Now this is a linen trim. It's there's a lot of different fibers in here, so we're going to play with this a little bit today. I'm going to share a little tip and technique with you. Excuse me. If I can start to talk, I'll be okay. All right, we're going to move this off to the side. If you're wondering what the bundle number is, or the suite number is 162240. The bundle up here is 162235. I really encourage you to buy the suite because you're going to get everything you need to make all these awesome cards. Okay, let's get started. We've got a card base today of Calypso Coral. I've taken Calypso Coral and I cut it the long way to make it 4 1/4 by 11, scored it in the middle at 5 1/2. We're going to fold that on the score line, make that nice and crisp, just like that. Then we're going to do a little bit of stamping first. So we're going to play with this paper, but this piece here, but we're going to do a little bit of stamping on some scrap paper. So on my scrap paper, I got scrap basic white here. I'm going to bring in the stamp set and the punch, and we're going to stamp It's Your Birthday, okay? So It's Your Birthday. Now I want to stamp that with Calypso Coral, so let's grab that. Okay, I've got it on my block right here. And we're going to stamp Calypso Coral. Open up my ink pad. All right, tap, tap, tap. And we're going to stamp it right here. And then I'm going to bring in the Modern Oval Punch. Love punches, you guys. If you guys watch me regularly, you know I am definitely a diehard for punches. I'm taking this into the punch. I'm only going to punch out the very top of this greeting like that. I want to get that arc of the punch at the top. Pop that out. Then I'm going to take that popped out piece and I'm going to feed it back into the punch. So just come in here and you can see where the track is. You can just kind of look I'm looking down into my punch like this. So I'm just going to feed this back into the punch. I'm going to slide it over. So once you've got it in the track, you can slide it around and then you can maneuver it wherever you want, like that. Okay, so I'm making like a smaller, unique shape, I guess, right? A smaller oval. And then when I'm happy with the position of it, I don't want to make it too big. And I'll explain why in a little second here. So there we go. We're going to leave that like that. And we're going to punch that out. So that's kind of a different shape, isn't it? All right. So now so I went from this shape to this shape using one punch. This is why you need this punch. And you might as well get the 10% off when you buy the punch with the bundle, right? Okay. So leave that right there. Kind of looks like, what would that shape be called? An ellipsis? I'm not really sure. This is not a geometry class. But anyway, we're going to just leave that right there. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to mount it onto a piece of mossy meadow. I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to be the card front. I'm going to bring in some scrap paper. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping on my mossy meadow piece. And I'm going to do a little bit of stamping with Versamark. Now, if you're not familiar with Versamark, Versamark is a water, it says right on it, it's a watermark stamp pad. So what that means is it's going to give you a watermark. It's going to make your image look like you've stamped with water. Okay, so basically the way I always look at Versamark is, of course, this is my ink pad of choice for embossing because it's very sticky, but it's clear. So when you open it, look at my nice new ink pad. This is how it looks when you get a new one, guys. Nice and white. It's a very sticky ink, but you can use it for doing tone on tone, okay? And what it'll do is whatever color cardstock you stamp on, it's going to take the darker tone of that cardstock. So I'm going to stamp this floral image here. I want to make sure my stamp is clean because, as I mentioned, look how nice and clean my Versamark is. I do not want to put ink into that. Oh, good thing I cleaned it. Look at that. I had a dirty ink. I had a dirty stamp on my desk, and good thing I cleaned it. I've been playing around here this morning. As you guys know, I get up early and I like to come downstairs with my coffee, and I love to stamp in the early morning. Okay, so we've got our little floral image here. Let me show you where that comes from. It comes from the stamp set. It's this one right here. So I'm going to take that image. I mean, you could do any of these images, really. We're just doing a little tone-on-tone stamping in the background. So I've got my stamp. Just going to tap, tap, tap on my Versamark, and we're going to stamp all around in a random fashion all around the cardstock. And you can see how sticky it is, like it sticks to the ink pad. That's how sticky it is, and you want it to be sticky. If you're using this for embossing, it should be sticky. All right, so I'm kind of sticking towards the sides and the ends here, and I think I'm happy with that. Maybe one more down here, just go off the edge a little bit, and maybe another one over here. Okay, so there's my background. Now I'm going to put the lid on my Versamark. There we go. Okay. All right, so that's my background, and that'll dry. It will stay a little bit tacky for you to get the embossing powder on it, but I'm just leaving it like that. I just want that tone-on-tone look. And you know what? I have a piece of poppy, what is this called? Real Red. I have a piece of Real Red scrap here. Let me show you. So that's what it looks like with Mossy Meadow, Versamark on Mossy Meadow. And then if I do it on Real Red, you can see, look at the difference, right? You've used the same ink pad, but you get two different looks. You just get the darker shade of whatever cardstock you're stamping on. So don't forget about your Versamark. It can give you some really fun effects. Okay, so I'm not going to mount this yet. The first thing I'm going to do here, let's see. I'm going to put my greeting down here in the corner. And we're going to pop that up with dimensionals. And the reason I'm putting this on, I'll explain in a second, because I want to be able to line up the rest of the elements of my card based on where I'm putting my greeting. So we're going to put the greeting down first. So we're going to anchor that right down here in the bottom right-hand corner of, this is going to be the card front. Now what I want to do is bring in that gorgeous paper, and I'm going to bring in the modern oval punch again, and I'm going to punch 3 of these. So here we go. We're just coming into the paper, making sure I'm on the edge because I don't want to waste any more than I have to of this beautiful, beautiful paper. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I just want 3 of those shapes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange these to go across my card like this. Now, how easy is this? And then you can look at the patterns that you have and you can arrange them appropriately. Maybe I want to put this one like this or this one like this. I like this one in the center. And then we'll put it like this. So when you're dealing with florals, you know, it really doesn't matter because any direction goes, right? So we're going to go like that. Maybe I'll turn it this way. All right. So now we want to put those onto the card, but I have some other things some other ideas I want to do with this first. So I'm going to bring in, first thing I'm going to do, you guys know me, I like to put my adhesive on first. So I'm going to put my 6 dimensionals down here, 2 on each piece, and then I'll share with you what we're doing. All right, so let's get these ready to go here, and we'll peel off the backings, and then that'll be ready to go. And we're going to bring in that trim now. So here's what I want to do. I want to put the trim across here, like this. And I want these to sit, like I want the trim to sit appropriately. Like I was going to put the trim down here, but that wouldn't work. I want to put it up here. So let's flip this over. I'm going to bring in some tear and tape and put 2 little pieces on either side. So let's put up top. So we're going to put one here like that and one like that, and we'll burnish them and peel off the backing. You can take your pick tool, or you can use your nails. I know one of my lovely viewers watched one time and I was using my nails and she's like, nails are not tools. They're not, they're not tools. But I'm just, cause I often do that. Use my fingernails. At least I don't use my teeth. That's a running joke. My mom always used to say, if you use your teeth, like if you can't open something and you use like a bottle of nail polish. One time I was trying to get the bottle of nail polish off, the lid off the nail polish. And I used my teeth and she's like, oh my goodness, Rosemary. She called me by my first name. She's like, you should not use your teeth for anything only to chew your food. Or, you know, like when I was in high school, I used to chew on my pens, that kind of thing. She used to give me a hard time. Anyway, that's totally an aside. God love my mom. Okay, so we're going to come in here. I'm trying to line this up straight across. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this piece. And where's my silicone mat? You want to grab your silicone mat. If you got any bit of glue exposed, you want to put your project on your silicone mat. And we're going to have this trim. Okay, here we go. We're going to anchor this one down. This is what I should have done first. Anchor your 2 ends down first. That's what I want to say. Okay, we're going to anchor these ends down like that. I want my trim to go across the center of both of these ovals. So I might need a little bit more of my tear and tape here. And maybe a little more over here. Don't be skimpy. Don't be skimpy, Rose. Use lots of adhesive. All right, so we're going to just come across here like this. Yes, okay, that's what I wanted to do. All right, so we're on the silicone mat, got nothing to worry about. We're going to lay the trim across these 2 ovals like this. And then I'm going to snip like that. And we're going to just come across these 2, and we're going to go towards the back and anchor that down. So let's just reach around. There we go. Got that one down, and we're going to come around with this one and anchor it down at the back. Make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it over top of my trim like that. So we've got kind of like a loopy thing going like over and under and over. Isn't that fun? I just love that. So then you do get a little bit of wiggle room with your dimensionals to make sure you got this centered properly, because if you don't have it centered properly, you know it's going to bug you, right? Okay, so then I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab a little more tear and tape. Even though these are stuck down with tear and tape, I'm going to put another piece on here just to anchor it. Thanks to my friend Christine for teaching me this little tip. But it's very helpful because you don't want things falling apart, right? Yeah, I don't want those bits of trim falling out of my card because then it's ruined. Like you want your trim to stay put. So now I'm coming in with some liquid glue, finishing off that rectangle. And then we're going to pop this onto the front of my Calypso Coral card right here. Look at the matching colors of that designer series paper. I really think the Mossy Meadow makes the Calypso Coral pop. What do you think? Oh my goodness. And you know, the wild wheat just takes a little bit of a backstage effect, and I think it just adds so much beauty to this paper, the wild wheat that the designers put in this paper. Okay, so there's the front of my card. Now I wanted to bling this up a little bit further. So what I did was I took my linen trim, and we'll just lay the card right here. I cut 10 inches of this trim. I'm going to share with you how I did this little tip here. So cut yourself 10 inches. Now this will come in your kit. You'll get 10 inches of this, and then what you'll need to do, if you like this part, you can just take your fingernails here and start to separate the trim. And there's actually 8 little fibers inside this. So then what I did was I grabbed a hold of 2 at a time and pulled them through. So you can do that. You just pull it, pull, 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 and you can separate these fibers, or you can have a little crinkle like this if you want to, but you can separate them out, okay? And then you can have lots of options if you've got all your strands separated. So we're just gonna pull all these out here like this. So yes, I am basically undoing the trim. Undo your trim and see what you can do with all of these little fibers without making knots, right? You definitely don't want to make knots. So just pull them all out, and you could cut even bigger, a longer strip if you wanted to. I found 10 inches was good. I could work with that and not have to worry about it getting all knotty on me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this into 2 bits of 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to just use 4 at a time. So I'm going to put this one aside for later, and then this one we're going to use. Okay, so just straighten everything out, straighten out your ribbon. It's not ribbon, it's trim. And then just go ahead and grab your piece, and we're going to make 2 bunny ears, okay? So we're just going to make a little bow, and this bow is going to be very, I find this one looks very nice and dainty. Dainty, that's the word. We're going to use dainty versus just tying the bow with the trim the way it is. So there we've got 4 strands we're working with. I tied them into a knot, and now I'm holding the knot in the middle of my finger and my thumb, and I'm just pulling those loops ever so slightly, being very careful to keep them together and make a tiny bow, smaller bow. There we go. And when you're happy with it, you can tighten even more and make it smaller. There we go. And I like to use my take your pick tool as well to help with the strands. If you want to make them all sit nicely, you can use your take your pick tool to encourage them the way you want them. All right, so there's my little bow, and I love it. I think it looks really fun and like I mentioned, dainty, petite. So there we go. We've got that one, and then I've got some more over here that I can make another one for another project. Okay, so now I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to take the knot of my bow and lay it right on my glue dot, just like that. I often like to tie bows and like put them on the string of glue dots, and then I know where they are. It's just kind of a fun little thing that I like to do if we go for drives, or, you know, and I mean, Alberta is beautiful. There's lots of scenery, but sometimes you get in a spot where it's just like land, right? If you go for a drive. And I like to tie bows, and I leave them on my glue dots. I leave them on, and I'll actually just like roll them back up so they'll be ready to go. The ladies that come to my class love when I tie their bows. They do. So now I'm picking this up, and I'm going to put it ever so slightly right here, ever so gently right there at the bottom of my greeting. And then again, you can come in with your take your pick tool, and you can fluff up your bow the way you want it. This is a very special birthday card, right? It's pretty, and you want to add that nice little fancy bow. Okay, so then we're going to bling up the bow with the blooming pearls. We're not going to bling up the bow. We're going to bling up the card. So someone asked me yesterday why I wasn't using the putty side, and I don't know. Sometimes I use the pointy side. Sometimes I use the putty side. I have no idea why I was using the pointy side, but it's just a personal preference sometimes. I'm going to put this big gold one right there in the center, and then I'm going to come in and grab a couple of other ones. I'll put one there, and let's put another one over here. You can add more if you want to. So there's the front of my card, easy peasy. Now for the inside of my card, I got my piece of basic white here, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, And we're going to do a little bit of stamping with that one. So let's bring the stamp set back and see what do we have for birthday. So I stamped "It's Your Birthday" on the front. How about "Enjoy Your Special Day," right? Easy peasy. All right, I'm going to grab Mossy Meadow. And as always, we always stamp before we stick. So let's just work with the white piece here. And I've got "Enjoy Your Special Day" on a block. We'll stamp that in the center. And then I'm going to bring in that same bloom. Now this is the reason why mine had ink on it before, because I used it with Calypso Coral. So I'm going to stamp that Calypso Coral flower right there. And then I have wild wheat. We're going to grab some wild wheat and we can stamp. Let's take a look. There's the full strength. There's the second strength. I kind of like the second strength for the inside. So let's do the second strength for the center of my flower. I love it. And then I also have from the stamp set these three little leaves right here. We're going to stamp those using Mossy Meadow. So grab those, tap, 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 and just kind of come in around here and just hug your flower and just add a few three little leaves. And there we go. There's my inside. All right, so we'll just grab some glue and we will add a teeny tiny line of glue all the way around like that. When I say, excuse me, when I say tiny, like see how right there, it's just like little dotted lines. That's how little glue I use, you guys. If you use a lot of glue and what happens is when you might put your card together and you'd be like, oh, I like it. And then when you go back to it and you look and you can see the line where you did your glue. If you put too much liquid glue, it'll actually show ripples through your card. So definitely be very sparing with your glue. So there we have it, my friends. A fun color combo using the Garden Walk paper, all of the products from the suite. I am falling in love. I think I do this to myself, you guys. When I feature these products all week long and I play with them all week long, I reinforce to myself, hopefully I encourage you guys to grab yours as well, but then I'm like, oh, this is why I bought this. This is why I need more paper. This is why I need more trim. And it is definitely, yeah, that's what happens to me too. So I hope you like this one. And again, this style can be used with any of the patterns of paper. You just pull in 3 of those punches. And, you know, I was doing the math. You can get a lot of these because these are like less than 2 inches, right? They're about 1 3/4 inches wide. So you're going to be able to get, let's see, the paper is 6 by 6. So you're going to be able to get at least 6. You could get 6 of these out of 1 sheet of paper. So 1 sheet of DSP would be able to get you 2 cards, right? If you punched it like that. So a lot of fun. I'd love to know what you guys think of this one. All right, let me flip you back around if it will let me. Yes, there we go. Okay. So yeah, like this style, you could do this with any of your 6 by 6 paper, the modern oval punch. I'm so excited that it's sticking around so we can continue to use it. But I'm also excited that I have this stamp set and I think I'm going to keep it because it has lots of great birthday greetings. The florals are really nice. The poinsettias are gorgeous. There's poinsettias in the paper. This is the one I featured yesterday. Great. I could make this into a Christmas card as well, right? Just use maybe a little different twine, maybe some white ribbon. So lots of options, another different card design. And don't forget about the punches, all the different things we can do with punches when you feed them back into the groove. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today. I hope you come back and join me again tomorrow for another fun card using the Garden Walk Suite. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and happy stamping. Bye-bye.